That's correct. And you have spoke about me as well.
Yeah. So in terms of your podcast or YouTube channel, and once again, I don't think it was anything derogatory. It was more like you never tried a criminal case, or I think Hollywood-ass attorney. I think you had said something like that, right?
Well, you did about 10 interviews in the last 2 months, so I may have said something like that.
Now, in terms of your podcast stuff, it's very. This pretty good point. At some point, you had actually instructed Keith that hey, he can actually make money doing the YouTube stuff. Remember that?
It didn't go quite like that, but I did pass his number to a few YouTube channels after he and I had this discussion about doing something on my channel, but I refused to pay him because I'm not giving someone I believe is Tupac Killer money.
Sure. You had a interview with a Mr. Mogg. Do you remember that?
Detective Mogg, yes, sir.
Was he a detective at the time?
He was.
Okay, so he's a detective at the time, and he sat down with you, and you had.
Langsmith Engine has been quite helpful in streamlining the enormous amount of traces that we'd otherwise have to look at manually. And so aggregating these traces.
Stuff. You remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
Now, you don't remember that, or you don't believe that?
I remember Kevin Coffey, but to say you could make $5,000 or $10,000, I didn't have any conversation like that with Detective Mogg.
Okay, so you don't know or you don't remember. I just want to make sure we're different here.
I remember meeting with Detective Mogg. I know I am the one that started passing Mr. Davis' number around to do more interviews to get him to talk. Yes.
Okay, so when you volunteered to Detective Mogg, Keith B's number, you said, I set him up with a couple of interviews.
Correct.
And because I promised you, if y'all ever listen, I promised him I would. You know, we talk bad about each other, but you know, I'll hook you up. I'm kind of know all these YouTubers out here, and so I kind of hook people up with them. Quote, you want to make some money, N-word, unquote. And then question was asked by Detective Mogg, so what do you get paid for your interviews? And you respond, oh, I get about $2,500, $3,000 a show. You remember that?
That's accurate, so okay. I might have said that.
Now, you also said $5,000. I got my F. He was crying about his taxes. You were referring to Keefe in that, right? He was crying about his taxes, Keefe?
I'm not sure.
I got him about to go blast them next week. He's getting $3,500. So they pay you because they get views. They get paid, man. YouTube, every million views you get about 6,000 to 10,000. And then
that's the channel.
Okay.
Not the person.
And then once again, I'm talking about the YouTuber. And so if you do a bunch of them and you get 100,000, and they break them up into like 5 or 10 minute segments, and you can get a 15-second segments from me, and you get 200,000 people to view it, you can make $8,000 to $10,000 off of me. And you just gave me $2,500, $3,000. You remember saying that to Detective Mogg?
I'm sure. Those sound like accurate statements, so I'm
sure
I did.
And once again, it's clear to show that there's a business with YouTube, right?
That's correct, sir.
And so when you post something online, you're posting it online with the hopes that you're going to get paid for that.
Yeah, and that didn't start until about 2021.
Sure.
Or 2020, after COVID. Yes.
Now, with regards to your role here, you were the head of security for Suge Knight.
Correct.
And I want to make sure I'm clear. Where did you grow up in Compton?
I mean, my address is 1628 East Pine Street, Compton, California.
Where's that at in terms of, because we're assuming, and you could tell this jury otherwise, that wherever you grew up or whatever your street was, you, by default, was part of a certain gang or color.
I never gangbanged. Always wanted to be a police officer growing up. However, guys that I grew up with, was in the sandbox with, played sports with, yeah, they were a Mob Pyro's affiliate.
Okay.
Some police officers, some football players, several type of people grew up in our community.
And at some point, you get yourself out of it. You become a police officer.
I never was in it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for correcting me. You become a police officer for about 5 years.
90 to 96, 6 years. Yeah.
6 years, and you have to retire medically.
Correct.
And you had shared with us earlier that you created the security company. You were moonlighting, sort of doing your job during the day and then doing this other side hustle at night.
That's accurate.
And that side hustle became your full-time gig when you were no longer a police officer.
That's correct, sir.
And so in terms of who you were, the main service you provided services for would have been Death Row Records.
95%. That's correct, sir.
And in essence, I mean, was your number one client, right?
I agree with you.
Okay. And you spent a lot of time with Suge.
Eventually that grew, but yes. 94, not as much. 95, 96, yes, sir.
Okay. And you're providing services for Suge in terms of security, right?
For Suge or his company?
For the Death Row label.
That's
Yeah.
correct, sir.
And you actually had created a company specifically for the security aspect of it, right?
That's fair.
And that's the Right Way
Protective service.
Protective Services. Okay. Now, as you're going about doing that, you had shared with us a little bit about some of the things you had done, and you shared with us that there was something that happened at one of the award ceremony. You talked about that, right?
At the Soul Train, that's correct.
And you said that at that Soul Train incident, that my client was present when some other guy flashed a gun or something like that.
That's correct.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't your client, no, sir.
And once again, your security, your former police officer, did you ever report that incident to police?
They ran. Actually, police detained the subjects outside the gate or towards the gate. What happened to them, I don't know, because I was more interested in getting my clients inside the war show.
And your father, just to correct my memory, is a lieutenant at the time with Compton? Or was he captain?
At that time, a lieutenant, sir.
Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
And his...
So you've been trading at least a few months and you have not at least tried the strategies inside of this free community. You are simply missing out. These are the exact strategies that made me a full-time trader, and there's zero risk to you trying these out.
But people get confused about law enforcement. Compton is a city about 8 to 10 miles away from, well, that's by USC is where this incident happened. That's about 20 miles away from Compton. And so Compton PD and LAPD don't share information with each other like people think in law enforcement.
Right, but you're talking about someone who's from Compton. You're saying that guy right up there who's from Compton was present at that particular event.
Wasn't a big thing. It was just a guy that Branders were up with.
Right, so in your mind, it's not about this idea that this is a gang sort of thing. It's just some idiot with a gun flashing a gun, right?
I agree with you.
Okay.
But they were also protecting Bad Boys Records.
Okay, well, we can talk about that in a
Okay.
second. In terms of your role, though, in your company, you, at some point, you obviously are now working with Suge, and there's this idea with Death Row Records that there may be sort of, tension in the air. Was there anything going on during that time period prior to, September of 1996 that was happening that was telling you, hey, I need to make sure that Death Row Records is protected?
You always had an element because of incidents when you go out to nightclubs, the party scene. There's always an issue,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And because you're dealing with someone like Suge Knight, and at that particular point, any of his other people that was working for him, like say the entertainers, right? You're talking Snoop, you're talking Tupac, that you would have adequate security to protect them, like say from fans and that kind of stuff.
I called it, my cell was to be good witnesses. Mr. Knight had just went through a situation with one of his artists, Snoop Dogg, that was on trial for murder. And they ended up beating the case. But they had got a large judgment, mainly because of the qualifications or the lack of qualifications of the security officer that was acting as security officer that shot him and killed the person. And so when you have a big company like Mr. Knight had, I thought it was best, and he thought it was best, or maybe his attorneys, I don't know, his label, that let's get some professional people around you.
And so, for the most part, your practice was to hire people that were either off-duty police officers or retired police officers.
That's correct, sir.
And you did that because they were properly trained and you could trust them in terms of their judgment.
That and my cell was to be a good witness.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
But with regards to their roles obviously at the end of the day were to protect the people that were your clients. That would have been death row records and whoever you assigned them to do.
As best you can.
Yeah. So in terms of what happens here in Las Vegas, right? Your testimony is you arrive here to Las Vegas and you're here on Friday
Correct.
and you're here to get ready for what's happening on Saturday.
Friday night, the Coke Club did open. Like I said, it wasn't majorly attended, but definitely for Saturday night, yes, sir.
Yeah. And in fact, Tupac and Suge didn't arrive until Saturday anyways.
They didn't come up until Saturday. That's correct, sir.
And they drove up.
They drove up, yes, sir.
So they drove up, you're there, you're working, and you're at 662, right?
I'm at 662, yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to show you here an image. And I'm going to ask the clerk to mark as proposed defense exhibit next in order.
C, I think? Yes.
See?
Yep.
May I approach, John?
You may.
You recognize this?
That's Club 662, yes, sir.
Okay. And with regards to, I'm sorry, and with regards to that photograph, would that been an accurate depiction of 662 around the time period that we talked about here?
I agree with you, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Your Honor, at this point, I move for the admission of proposed defense exhibit C.
Any objections, State?
Nope.
So admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor?
You may.
I'll show this to the jury here real quick. So this is a picture of 662. Now, you had shared with us a little bit about what was happening on Saturday night. Attorney basically says, hey, if we really want to get this club, I guess, passed in terms of its licensing, maybe we do something that helps the community or at least does an outreach. Is that what we're doing?
I think that was mainly to get the police officers there.
Okay. And with regards to that particular night and so forth, you said it's something to do with boxing. This is a Barry's boxing benefit. Is that what that was?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay. So this picture would have been taken pretty much at the time of when this event had gone down in September of 1996.
I believe that night or
Yeah.
that week, yes, sir.
And with regards to Barry's boxing, do you know anything about what Barry's boxing is about?
Just that he was a retired police officer that was helping young kids in the area with boxing. That was about it. Or association or a foundation to raise money for youth coming up. Is what I remember.
So, Mob James just testified a little while ago.
Okay.
If his representation was there was no event like that.
Once you begin dating an Asian lady, you'll soon forget what it feels like to be a lonely American man in your 50s or 60s.
Let me just say this. They don't be in the know like that, We're not as transparent as maybe we should be with the homeboys.
I mean, but obviously this is sitting on the front sign of the entrance going into the facility, right?
I went in that club that night and I ain't never noticed that.
Well, let me ask you this though. In terms of what was happening, was Mob James the head of security that night?
So James' responsibility is he had a lot of juice with the homeboys, and they have something they call Code Red, where everybody come out and support each other, and James was that person that Suge looked to even during the Snoop trial when Snoop was having problems with his homeboys coming up there, messing with him and stuff. They were hired to be outside the courthouse to keep them away. And that was James' role. So, and James was with Suge at the beginning. And quite frankly, he might be a little upset that my guys kind of took a lot of their roles or their responsibilities.
Right. So on this particular night, there's actually Metropolitan police officers that were they hired by you to be on the outside?
Well, I would say Club 662 or under Mr. Khaleesi and the person that was running the club under their direction. I knew they were going to be there, but I didn't speak to anyone from the police department to say, this is how much y'all going to be getting paid. I need you to do this. I just knew they were going to be working from the door out.
Yeah, okay. And really the concern at this particular point that you had, as well as I'm assuming Mr. Khaleesi as the attorney, is you wanted to make sure everything was going to go well for the club.
That's
662.
That's fair.
In
Yes,
essence, and to help Shook with passing up this particular club, right?
that's correct, sir.
So one of the things that had happened that you had shared with us is that Friday you meet with Khaleesi and you learn and you're instructed that your people are not to be carrying firearms.
Inside the nightclub.
Right, inside of the nightclub.
That's correct, sir.
All the way up until the time that they get to that door, they're not supposed to be carrying firearms.
Inside the club.
Are you aware that the Red Alert people from Mob James were all carrying firearms that night?
Well, I had problems with that. My guys were strict, law enforcement. They didn't care about, they didn't have a relationship with James and them, as I did. And so they will search them. And if they got one in, who knows? But there was always issues with them about being searched. But my guys would still, they were like, hey, if you want us here, we searching everybody coming to this club.
Right, so that was important for you, but Mob James says otherwise. He says everyone was
Okay.
fine.
If they snuck them in,
And
it happens.
And yeah, and with regards to your meeting with Mr. Khaleesi, once again, you're there, and do you have at that particular point any ownership interest at all in Death Row Records?
None.
So you are a separate entity. You are just the security company hired to provide security for Death Row Records.
My company, Right Way, was making money, but I also received a salary from Death Row.
Okay. So, and you're in this meeting, and once again, the meeting is to help Suge get this club approved so he can make it happen.
That's correct, sir.
And your job is, really honestly, is just somebody who's providing the security to the club.
On that particular night, but I'm more, some would say at one point, Suge right-hand guy. But my main focus was Suge Knight entities. Wasn't just the recording artist, wasn't just the record club, it was everything that Mr. Knight was trying to invest in at the time.
So you're telling us that not only were you providing security, but you're also like an employee for Death Row Records?
I was both.
Okay. Were you drawing like a paycheck every 2 weeks as an employee?
I was, sir.
There wasn't no under the table stuff like Mob James would have been telling us?
We didn't do that. Right, we didn't do that.
And with regards to Mob James being paid, you're telling me that he would have been paid the same way with employee checks and so forth from Death Row Records?
Bob James wasn't one of those employees. Like I said, he was just called on special events. I don't think James made his money by guys in the line that were ballers or shot callers or whatever that he would bring to the front of the line.
So, just drawing your attention back to let's say around 4 o'clock of Saturday, that Saturday.
Okay.
Where were you?
At the Luxor Hotel.
Okay. And did you ever, what happens after 4 o'clock for you?
I didn't head over to the club until, about 7:30. Got a call from Mr. Alexander and Mr. Shakur. Mr. Shakur was very upset that night because Mr. Knight, always late. And he actually took a taxi cab, I don't know if most people know, over to the fight because he was like,
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 40.
because they know I usually can get hold of Suge. And they used to have phones in the hotel lobbies back then. And I remember him and Mr. Alexander calling me, and he told me, he got on the phone because he was so upset. We taking the cab over there. We going over there right now. We'll meet him over there. You know, he had the song was the interest for for Mike Tyson to enter the ring on, and he wanted to be there. and he got impatient with Mr. Light being late.
Now, up until this point, you had developed into the person that if you wanted to get a hold of Suge, they would call you, right?
In the streets, meaning when we out and about. He had an office staff, assistants, Mr. Anderson and Mr. Tesfaye, Roy, that were in the office, but generally, if I call Suge, he'll pick up.
But with regards to you, usually you would have been with Suge in order for the call to be made, right? They're calling you and they're like, hey, where's Suge now? He's right here.
That's correct.
So on this particular night, Tupac is upset because Suge is obviously late and calls you.
His bodyguard Frank called, but he got on the phone.
Yeah.
You know anything about Mr. Shakur, he's a hands-on guy.
Yeah.
And he eventually just said, hey, you can't get a hold to him, we gone. And they took a taxi over to the fight.
And so you have Frank Alexander, you have Tupac, and no other bodyguards protecting Tupac that night.
Yeah, Kevin Heckey was supposed to attend, but he didn't. He wasn't there, and I didn't know that he hadn't shown up yet.
But you are aware at that particular point, Tupac was the most famous rapper almost in the entire world, if not the entire world, and you only assign one person and another person calls him sick?
He didn't call us sick, he just didn't show up. But, yeah, I mean, it wasn't unusual for Mr. Shakur to roll around with one guy and his outlaw guys.
But once again, you're telling us it's only Frank Alexander that's coming from your outfit, right?
That is correct.
And you also share with us that there's other people inside of 662 who are patting down the Mob James crew, but you can't send any more people over to be there for Tupac?
If I knew there was going to be an issue that eventually happened, of course I would have. I would have asked them to stay in the hotel.
Now,
if I knew what was going to happen.
You are aware that this was fight night, this was Mike Tyson, and that everyone in the world would show up to Las Vegas to be there for the fight, right? There are so many people.
Yeah.
And in your opinion, only if you believe that Tupac was somehow going to get into a fight or something along those lines, would you have provided more than just the one person? I'm just asking for your clarification.
I would have had an army around him if I knew something like that was going to happen, or suspect something like that was going to happen. But the gentlemen that were with them, and the ones that you seen kicking on Mr. Anderson, those were security as well.
That was whose security?
Death Row's staff.
But once again, let me make sure I'm clear. You, at this particular point, only have one security guard with all these other people from, I don't know, from Death Row Records who are not security guards. They're all gangsters, mob Pyru people.
And I trust more than I trust my security. Yes.
So more than you would trust cops and off-duty cops and retired cops, you trust those mob Pyru guys?
I do personally.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, after they go in for the fight, right? I'm assuming that Frank Alexander probably didn't have a ticket.
You know, that was always an issue with Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
He promised everybody that they can go to the fight. And when we get to the door, it's always an issue.
Right.
But one thing about him, he will get his, at least Mr. Shakur, one security in, if not both, and myself. He will make sure we got in.
Okay, so they all get in for the fight, and then for some reason, Bruce Seldon takes a phantom punch, falls to the ground in the first round within a minute and 45 seconds, right?
You call it Phantom, if you say so.
I'm just looking at the tape, right? All we got is a syringe. So he falls to the ground, the fight is over, they leave the fight, right?
Hyped up. You see him?
Yeah, and Tupac was very hyped up.
Hyped up.
So, did you get a call from Frank Alexander saying, hey, the fight ended early, we're on our way?
Not one. And that's normal.
Okay. And I want to make sure we're clear about the type of communication you had. So, cell phones, I'm not sure, were available to everybody. You had one.
Pretty much everybody had cell phones, but they were expensive. He called me after 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
But
He doesn't get it, but everyone else does.
but I did have Nextel phones. We had about 8 to 10 of them. They did dual jobs. My guys knew it better be emergency to pick up that cell phone. But the two-way walkie-talkies on the Nextels, you could use them to call them. That's how we communicated. On that picture with Buntree, you'll see one hanging out of his pocket. That's what the type of
Okay.
Nextel phones we had.
And so going back again to what Frank has, Frank does have one of those radios.
He had one, but later learned, after we do Monday back.
This season in cinemas. Maybe not, because this is a CookieBot ad. One business.
When you leave the fight, now does he call you after the situation happens with Orlando Anderson?
No, sir.
They all rush out, right? They all go back to, I think, to Luxor.
That's correct.
But you don't know that because no one calls you.
Haven't heard anything. Didn't know it was an issue.
So you're still sitting over at 662, you're worried about making sure the club passes inspections, and you're there and you're waiting. In the meantime, people get picked up at the Luxor and then they're transported all the way to Suge Knight's house.
I mean,
Once again, if you don't know, you can just tell me.
yeah. I just assume
You're not listening.
yeah. I
You
don't
don't
know. I don't know.
Okay. Now, at some point, they're traveling down Flamingo, and the shots occur at that particular point, right? But you don't know.
Correct.
And so you're sitting at the club and you don't know.
I wasn't sitting, but yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, I'm sure you're working, right? So you're working, and your concern is making sure the club passes and that the club passes for Suge Knight. Even though his attorney's present, all these cops are on the outside, and you have the security proficiency of Mob James on the inside, right?
And about 25 to 30 of my guys.
And so, once again, yes, 20 to 30 of your guys.
Correct, yeah.
Retired police officers or off-duty police officers.
Correct.
And they're all there.
Correct.
And at some point, you get notice that that Tupac had been shot. Right?
I got notified. Correct.
Was it through the Nextel walkie-talkie stuff?
No, sir.
How did that happen?
Mr. Williams and Mr. McDonald ran up to me and told me.
Okay, none of your people, but two of the people that were associated with the death row people.
With the entourage.
Okay, and they're the ones who told you that hey, something went down with Tupac.
Correct.
And so at that particular point, what did you do?
Like I said, I didn't believe him at first initially, but we talking seconds now. Mr. Khalees somehow, verified that yeah, something's going on, and then me observing a few of the police cars that were assigned at the working the parking lot or the taking off license sirens going towards that way made me believe that something's going on.
Now, did Suge Knight ever appear at the club and continue partying that night?
I don't know, but I have heard James say that before. But
What about just from your Monday night sitting down with your people going over what should have been done better? Was there any conversation or any way that you learned that Suge Knight actually showed up to party the night of the shooting?
the party was over. The party was over. They probably were still there at the club, but it wasn't like no partying going on. Especially after people heard what happened. I can see that.
Now, we talked a little bit about the death row chain. Do you recall telling Detective Mogg when he visited with you that you sold your death row chain because of hard times?
I had a platinum one. That's correct.
Now, later on, when you're testifying in the grand jury, remember doing that?
I still have my gold one, if that's what you're asking.
So, when the question is asked in the beginning about your death row chain, you never tell Detective Mogg, for instance, that it's a platinum one, right?
I don't know.
Well, let me
You
just
tell me.
The camera's on. You want to turn the camera off?
Oh, sorry. So this would be page 21, counsel, of the surreptitious report or recording. So you say, the question that was asked by Detective Mogg, you were describing the chains as cheap. He said, he had asked you, got a $300 chain? He said, yeah, one of those cheap little chains because they were messing around with the same women and they got one and he got mad about it. My
No,
presumption.
we're talking about Kifi.
Yes.
Yes.
So what? What did expensive ones look like? Do you have a picture of those? And you said, yes, sir, I can show you the one that Tupac would have. And then the question's asked of you by Detective Mogg, did you ever get one of those chains? And you respond, yeah, I had one. And then the question was, what happened to it? And you said, shit, hard times hit. And Detective Mogg commiserates and says, yeah, I hear you. You said, got to get rid of it somehow. And then Detective Mogg asked, what did you get for it? And you said, I got about $5,000, right?
Yeah, that was the platinum one,
Okay.
or the white gold one. You can watch, and I'm sure you have several interviews, pictures with me with my gold chain on. I wear them on several YouTube videos.
But fair to say, of course, that, when you said you had one, it's not one gold, it's not one platinum in this book, right?
Like I said, the one I sold was the platinum one.
Now, in addition to that, later on, when you're testifying before the grand jury, the question that was asked by one of the jurors was, and I want to make sure I'm clear because I don't want to mess up I want to be accurate with you.
Your Honor, I think this is improper.
It's 10 p.m. Do you know what your devs have installed?
Some things are worth protecting. Your devices are among them. Learn more at internet website aikido.dev/10 p.m.
By a juror.
Again, I think you have to ask the substantive question first. Determine whether or not.
Mr. Blog, you're going to have to talk about it because your mic's not.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think you have to.
You
I
approach.
can stand. I apologize, Your Honor.
Everyone approach.
Sorry, were you asked this question by a grand juror?
Again, Your Honor, I think, you have to ask the predicate. He's trying to impeach and/or refresh recollection about something of substance. You have to ask, procedurally, you have to ask the substantive question first, not whether you're asked this.
Are you talking about the chain question?
Yes.
We've gone up and down about the chain.
And so I believe what he's already answered the chain things. I don't understand. Are we impeaching or?
Now he's impeaching, saying that he's given an inconsistent statement in the past. So, overruled. He can proceed.
Do you recall being asked a question by a grand juror, do you still have your death row pendant?
Correct.
And you had said, yes, you do.
I do.
You didn't say there was gold, you didn't say it was platinum, you just said I had my death row pendant.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, one of the other issues that we've talked a little bit about is and once again, I apologize. Maybe the state can refresh my recollection because maybe I was thinking about something else. You have been convicted of a crime.
I am.
And with regards to that crime, it was a felony.
It was sales of marijuana.
No, back up here real quick. It was sales of marijuana and it was also embezzlement. Is that what it was?
No, it
Money
was,
laundering?
Money laundering.
Ah.
With money going in.
And with regard to those two things, that happened in California.
No, actually, well, the reason why I got in trouble because it went across state lines to Memphis. It's actually Memphis, Tennessee.
And because it was across the state lines, it was a federal case.
Correct.
And that happened way after you were a police officer.
Yeah, that's 2019, well, 2017, I believe.
Okay. And at some point, you become the general manager of Death Row Records.
That's in 1997, sir.
1997.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
So Suge Knight is in Las Vegas, and you were with them every single day. And in September of 1996, He just happened to get in this fray, and next thing you know, he's going to prison, right?
I'm sorry?
Let me ask you this. Why did Suge go to prison?
He violated his probation.
Right. So you knew, of course, that he was on probation, right? Before he came out.
The whole time I was with him.
You did.
From 1994, yes.
Yeah. And so you knew that the number one person from Death Row Records, the primary principal for you, potentially could go to prison if he got into a fight, for instance, right?
Correct.
And on this particular night, you weren't around for him when he was in this quote-unquote fight, right?
I was around with Mr. Knight about 70 to 80% of his life. So I guess a lot of 20%, I wasn't with him.
Okay.
Public, and when I say that, I mean public. Because a lot of times he laid up, sleep with somebody, and I wasn't with him.
So in the most important time of Suge Knight's life, of having your protection, you weren't there for him.
Unfortunately not. That's correct.
And then you became the general manager of Death Row Records.
By his calling, not anyone else.
All right. No further questions.
All right. State, any further questions?
Sort of close to that last point. In terms of who determined who was going to run Death Row Records while Mr. Knight was in prison?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Who made you in charge of Death Row Records while Mr. Knight was in prison?
He did, and I visited him 4 days a week during that time while he was incarcerated.
Nothing further.
Anything further on that, Mr. Snatch?
Just one clarification. So
Okay.
Suge Knight made you general manager when he was in custody.
That's correct.
No further questions.
Anything else? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Of course. All right.
That food you gave the cat mouth, but it stank. You throw it out, or if it's a cat food from over.
So you want to start a podcast, but you're not sure how. Riverside's got you covered. First, go to riverside.com and open an account. And when you're ready to record, just hit the record button to capture high quality video and audio from, well, anywhere. Even if the only camera that you have is your phone, with Riverside, you'll still look like a pro. And when it comes to editing, it is truly idiot proof. Even with zero experience, you can create content like an experienced editor using Riverside's AI tools and intuitive editing features. Get transcripts automatically and use them to edit just like a doc, or use the chaptered timeline, which makes it easier to skim and scan. Ready to share? It's okay if you don't have an audience, everyone needs to start somewhere. And Riverside has the tools to help you build and reach that audience, like AI-generated social clips and even hosting. Everything you need to record, edit, and publish all in one place. Try it now, it's free.
To make this happen, you can make this happen.
All right, Mr. Wright, I have a couple of questions for you from our jurors. First, if they knew the cell phones were for in case of emergency, why wouldn't they call once the shooting took place? Why did you find out later in person?
I sure don't know why they didn't call me. That was Mr. Alexander's responsibility. And I didn't hear from him.
Okay. Was there anything in writing regarding the transfer of management power to you over death row records?
I wouldn't call it power. Just, dealing with the day-to-day operation. The one that signed people, artists for him. I did everything for him. I dealt with his women. I dealt with his parents. I dealt with pretty much everything while he was incarcerated. And generally, because I was going back and forth, seeing him, the 4 days, I spent hours on the phone with him. And I was just his point of contact person.
So was there anything in writing regarding that?
Not to my knowledge, other than.
Okay, were there any witnesses to it?
Well, there's a young lady sitting in here right now that I signed, while he was incarcerated to the record label.
There was a writing?
I'm sorry.
You signed some? What did you
You
sign?
don't sign her as an artist.
Okay. State any questions based on those answers.
Nothing state.
Defense?
I do.
Okay.
All right, so I want to make sure I'm clear. You become the general manager of Death Row Records, and what was your job responsibilities?
I did everything, to be honest. I brought Miss Shakur up to the prison to meet with him. I was talk to several, putting the albums together. When I met with Jimmy Iovine, who was our distributor at the time, negotiated deals with them. Everything I did was approved by Mr. Knight, but I was his point of contact.
Did you ever have a power of attorney signed by Mr. Knight to sign on his behalf?
No, what I would do is have everything generated, and I would send it. His attorney would come visit him on Tuesdays. If it was something real important, he would sign it on Tuesdays. And if I needed before then, he was married to a young lady by the name of Michelle. Or at least she thought they were married. And she was signed. She had the power of attorney to sign, but she didn't deal with anyone. And then we also had a rubber stamp that two of his female friends had to sign checks or to sign some contracts if they would take them.
So if there was anything wrong with the bank account, for instance, did you have to get someone else to handle that, not you?
I dealt with the bookkeeper, generated the checks, but his two female friends were the ones that stamped them.
And with regards to his two female friends here, were the employees of Death Row Records?
Okay, hit me. What's the damage?
Nothing.
Overnight? There's got to be 1,000 tickets open.
Theo, the Monday IT agent, routed, solved, and answered everything.
She was just a girlfriend.
Now, you are aware that at the time that Mr. Knight was involved in this thing that happened in Las Vegas and finally gets revoked on probation, that his record label was valued somewhere around, what, $500 million?
I heard 3, but
okay.
It was up there.
All right, so it's a pretty significant asset, right?
Correct.
Now, out of all of this, you are the general manager, you have access to all of it.
I guess I was the one he trusted at the time.
No further questions, Honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Wright. You are excused and you're free to go.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's it for the presentation of witnesses today. We'll be in recess. We're going to come back at 1 p.m. tomorrow because I have a calendar in the morning. So I'm going to read the admonishment and then you're excused for the day. During the recess, you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. We'll see you guys back here at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye, Jerry.
For the record, the jury has exited the room. Is there anything we need to address outside their presence?
Nothing from the stage, Your Honor. Not from the stage.
No, Your Honor, I'll be asking the state for their witnesses for tomorrow, but I wouldn't imagine.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be in recess then.
Thank you.
See everyone back at 1 o'clock.
Now that we are all aware that Nolan Xavier Wells' phone is the smoking gun and the key piece of evidence that could turn this case upside down, let's discuss what could possibly be in Nolan's phone. Also, Carmelo Anthony has
Sometimes I think they use fake cheese at Sonny John's. It looked real today, but it all depends on the footwork. Sometimes the dough could be chewy. That's how I do it in the toaster oven. Yeah, right. Cause if they don't need it, they gotta knead it a lot. If they don't knead it, and they don't put it in the oven long enough, it could be chewy and.
This your snack? Nah, these ain't your snack. Nah. Chad, I'm gonna get better. Today is your day. Today? You can have an attitude. Okay. Come on, hurry up. Come on, you help me with my clothes. I didn't help you pull out your last night. I fell asleep in the car. What car? Because the Range Rover was outside. The homie car. The homie car. Sure, Blueface, sleeping in the car with all the money he has. That sounds like it was like 6 in the morning. Hey. We was out, we was out like this last night. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I was sleeping in the car. We was at 7-Eleven. I was shooting dice with the homies. With me. I ran to 7-Eleven. I woke up. It was 4 o'clock. I'm not laughing. I said, oh my God, the baby shower. You can't stay home. Yeah, after you wear some. My feet are so fat, it makes no sense. What was that noise? Someone's at the door? What are you doing? Who
what is it? We're under time. I got the camera's right here. Yes. Who the fuck is that? No, it's the mailman. Open the fucking door. No, man. Or you being disrespectful, open the fucking door. You just dropped off a package. Open the fucking door! It's the mailman. Somebody's not about to play with you. I don't know. No, what's the mailman? How is it? Nobody up there. How is it the mailman? How? You're lame. I'm telling you. Who are you just talking to? Nobody. Where's my phone? This is fucking trash. Look at the mailman gone, man. Are you really being disrespectful? No. No, please, no milk. No milk. Just a minute. What? I got something. Oh, good. Get the off me. Get the off me. No. You being disrespectful to me? No. You being disrespectful? Sorry, no milk. No milk. No. Who is that? What are you doing? What is this doing here? On my day though? Are you for real? No. I will go to jail. On my mama I will. I will set a bitch up. I'll tell you. I don't give a fuck. No, hell no. Stop playing with me. Go get ready. We're not doing that. Go get ready right now. Go. What's up with this? I got something for her ass real quick. Hold on.
A lot of financial products and have a lot of accounts in different places. Allfront actually did better just by creating an automated product that diversifies across different asset classes, letting the automation run and letting long-term trends play out. By the time I turned 40, I was able to stop working for money.
Oh, stomach is fiat.
ShopRite. We started here. We help you save here. Your family owned here. ShopRite. We are here.
Got something for her.
So if I get out order.
Hey, number one, make sure it's good, bro. Don't fuck around. Shut the fuck up, number two. All right. This is not fucking. This is not a game, yeah. This is real shit. I know to you this is funny, this is content and shit. But it's not that for me. I'm doing already in the stream. Chat, should I end right now? It's getting a little too, like, strange. Get me to the sub blower, I'm gonna just end. She got the poker. She not up there, right? Look to the people, baby. No, they don't gotta do nothing. They look cute. Where's my shorts? Where's my shorts, baby? Where's my shorts?
They're in the room. Wherever you had them.
When I grabbed this is all over there. You know where the shorts are for this? Tracy?
You're disgusting. You're a disgusting human being. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. That ain't even cool. That's not even.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna end right now.
That's not even slightly cool.
You guys don't even get into the sub, bro.
Is this what you wanted?
No.
Is this what you wanted? On my day, this is what you wanted?
No.
Is she still outside?
No.
Ain't no shit. You got what you wanted?
No.
Said you was popping your bubble. You went back to go hurt some more. You went back and on her. You came back just at this time the other day, 4:31. She feel comfortable enough to knock on this door.
Oh, that's the truth? No, that's not what I want.
How isn't this what you want? Why are you sitting there and laughing and shit? Like, that shit's just funny. That's embarrassing.
I thought it was the mailman.
You know it's not the mailman. You know it's not. It's cool.
You look so pretty.
Trust me, it's cool.
Can you put the knife down?
No, it's cool. Cause I can't really do much. I'm pregnant, so I really don't do myself instead of the beach. It's cool.
Yeah, she don't even mind about the end. The chat ain't 7 up enough for this stuff. Please?
No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Me? What you mean?
I don't. Go put your post. I don't trust you. You see your laughing in my face.
No, I'm not laughing in your face. No, I'm not laughing in your face.
I don't fuck with that.
I am not laughing in your face.
I don't fuck with that. I'm not about to let none of y'all bring me down on my day. I don't fuck with that.
It's your day.
No. I want you to turn that too.
No.
It's not just my day. You was wrong for the day. You're messy.
No.
Come on, put on your clothes. You have somewhere to be.
Come here.
I don't care. No, I don't.
You look too pretty to cry.
I don't care.
Don't freaking cry.
But I don't care.
You make it look too good right now.
I don't care. I don't want that camera.
Okay, can I have the knife?
No, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't. You're going to the door laughing and thinking it's funny, and it's like, get that camera out. You think that shit's funny, and it's not. But it's cool. It's funny.
Oh, I'm not good at stuff like this, Sharky. I'm not good at this.
It's cool.
I'm not good at this.
Cool. It's cool. Don't do it.
No, it's not funny. No. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Bro,
Can I have the
you
knife?
chose what you chose. No. Put on your shorts. You should not be wearing.
Tim was injured in a diving accident, changed his life and changed my life forever. This accident is why I became who I am, because I built the firm that I wish had been built for Tim back then.
Tim.
beat Billy and Amanda. Turns out they saw things differently. Now it's just Billy and TV. Look at Tasker.
Charles, what you chose? No. Put on your shorts. You should not be wearing that looking like. Put on your clothes. Yeah, thank you now. Yeah, now. You try some of my food. Take your coat. Go. Take your coat. Come on. I wish I wasn't pregnant. Come to the room, bro. Come on.
I'm gonna put my shorts on.
I'm crazy. So bitch, you're not gonna fuck with me on my children, bitch. I'm killing you. I don't care. Okay, alright. Rebecca is the most pussy shit. And you really have no heart.
Me?
Yeah, you really have no heart. You have no heart. Where's this baby at? Why is she pulling up? I'm so confused. What? Your baby too.
You smoke the
Yeah, but
Shut up. I'm
yeah,
shut up,
yeah.
you guys.
But make, and it gave a nice aroma in the crib, but yeah.
It is not. I didn't plan for any of that. What the fuck? You think I would like say, hey, knock on the door and get in the bed and got nice and shit? It's crazy.
Yeah. Bitch, go back and she know where she belongs. And where her baby needs therapy. Bitch, go to jail. Like,
I thought we already talked about that.
I don't give a. I don't give a. I know. Nobody cares about me. So why do I give a fuck about them?
That's fine, but we're not gonna do no baby bashing.
I didn't baby bash them. She just couldn't talk.
What does the baby have to do with anything?
Because that baby needs more help.
I understand, but what does that have to do with you though?
It has a lot to do with me. What the f is you supposed to me for coming to the house? What?
When you gonna start your brokerage account?
Can't even have a fucking good day.
Because you're good at saving, you could just throw it in there and let it just ride.
You
ain't had no extra tonight? Yeah.
What shoes you want to wear?
Yeah, it was at 4 something last week.
I said, what shoes you want me
It
to
was
wear?
at 4 something last week when I showed you. Added something? Yeah, I keep adding every time I get bread here, there, whatever. Win bread from gambling or bread money or whatever, I just throw a little in there. You got $10 in Cash App?
I don't want to hype you up.
You don't got $10?
You don't want to hype me up.
No, I threw it all in here this morning.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Here, let me get
But you
that.
know what? I
Oh.
don't want to hype you up. You're hype right now.
No, you're better now.
You're right, I'm stupid. I'm sorry for being stupid.
Like,
Are these shoes okay?
that's your dress. That's your outfit. Come on. Here.
They look amazing. We are really going. We are really going. Baby hairs, me, and updo. That is a ponytail. You worked that updo, girl. You are really working it. Where you going? Don't change it. Just turn it on. Where's seen you want to fight. Take our ass out of the cool. Ready? Come on, let's go with it. Yeah, no, I'm not shit. This is something. Put on 15,000. Okay, well, give me that next time. Chad, I love you guys, but it's getting a little too messy. I don't know. It's getting a little too reality for me. You motherfucker. Get your ass in the car. Let's go. You too, huh? You disappointed in me too, huh? I'm disappointed in this shit. Lucky fuckers, huh? Let's go. Let's go, motherfucker. Hey, dude, let's go. Hey, get the better lighting. Your lighting is fucked. Always come this way. Hey, let's go. He's fixing the subway right now. Try to go ahead to a quick commercial break, because you know when I leave, the service isn't good. But if you guys want to keep streaming, I really want to end, to be honest. I don't want either of them to look how they're looking. But you know my motto. If you pay, you can stay. To the new sub though. Did you fix it? No, it's not going on. The number. Oh, no. We can hang out all day. You guys might as well sub up. Stay whatever the life is. You guys might as well sub up now before make a new sub go so you can just be already close.
BJ really be gay.
Look, go back.
BJ really be gay.
See?
Damn. I ain't saying you.
But look, right? You see, he went straight into. I'll beat you. Who you looking for validation from her for, my nigga? Like, wife or not, you not, nigga. Who you looking for validation of your masculinity from her for? Nigga, you a man, bro.
Yo, I'm glad she said that. Females made that hypersexual men is gay because they can't figure out why they man keep fucking bitches on them.
So they try to make it gay. Nah, that's not what it is, bro. They try to use that because they run out of rebuttals. You feel me? They be having a whole lot of shit to say to you, but they run out of rebuttals, my nigga. And they feel like they come to that conclusion where they can say, oh yeah, he likes so many, he doing that with so many women because he can't be satisfied. You know how some people be like, oh, these niggas smoke weed all day. Sooner or later, they gonna try something that's a stronger drug because they ain't gonna be getting high no more. They try to make it look like that's what. Nah, it's not the same shit. So the niggas not gonna turn over to no man. If your man is a body man, then he's a body man. But nigga, don't mix every nigga in that type of shit.
They try to slow it down with. Well, let me just call him something derogatory real quick. They try to slow him down.
Fucking girls and gay.
How I'm gay because I'm getting bitches.
No,
right.
If you fucking this, that, and the third, and you're still not satisfied, it's because you ain't found a man.
What make you not think that? Well, how says the shorty that has 4 men in rotation?
They not satisfied. Because they not getting up on a man.
No.
So who get tired of bad bitches?
Yeah, what the fuck was y'all saying? So if somebody run her, so put like this. So let's see who.
You know what somebody told me? If a man is attracted to ass, he's an ass man. Everybody got ass.
To your point. Women do stuff like that to make us feel. First of all, a woman can date younger. She a cougar. Still got it. Once the man do it, he's a predator.
No, you an ass motherfucker.
That makes sense.
Because a man knows a lot more and he's more well versed on life than a young woman.
So what do you fellas feel like?
So if you feel like a man knows a lot more and he's more well versed, right? Why don't you listen to what a man tells you? If he knows a lot more, why wouldn't you listen? You know what I'm saying? But she did say a young woman, right? But at the end of the day, though, like if a man knows so much, like why won't you listen?
He gonna gonna take advantage of that young woman because of that.
That don't make sense. A grown woman is a grown woman. That don't make sense to say a woman. That don't make.
So what do a grown woman that keep fucking niggas that's not satisfied?
Oh my God.
See what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying? The stupidity. And look, right then and there, a whole bunch of thought bitches would be like, yeah, bitch, yeah, make a mad noise, facts. And she felt like she cooking. You feel me? Feel like she cooking. And here go the snipers in the cut. You feel me? Nigga, it got the niggas that's real snipers in the cut. They're like, oh, word, that's how she carrying. Oh, she on some whole shit. Oh, she look like, all right, that's an easy food right here. That's an easy food right here. You feel me? Niggas know, I sit down, listen to what she say. I hear what she like. Oh, she like niggas that do this, or she like, alright, now, all you gotta do is be that nigga for maybe a week or two. If that, just probably be a night. Jay, what about the women that go straight? All these niggas not satisfied. Or they can be gay though. It don't matter.
What you call that?
Okay.
It don't matter. Get up for a double standard. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, y'all love double standards until they don't benefit y'all.
Is it? What I said earlier, chat. What I said earlier. You feel me? What I said earlier, chat. Facts.
No one complain about it. Yeah.
Okay, I ask a question, G.
That don't make sense.
Do you want a man?
People think we're
You pay for your man mortgage and all that. You pay for all that stuff. So you said you got money, all that. So you want a man to keep taking care of all that stuff. That's what you do.
I employed some of my.
Would you go get a nigga out of Popeyes right now? We'll go get a bad bitch out of Popeyes.
Right, facts.
That's a double ass point.
That's a double standard. That's what we're trying to tell. She's so stupid. Like, she's literally like, she's a eggshell with no yolk or nothing in it. Just empty as hell, bro. Like, what? Like, the nigga just broke it down for her and she still didn't understand, like, the double standards. A nigga pays for everything. You pay for nothing, right? Now, would you switch roles with him? No, you wouldn't. But if your nigga cheat, you would switch roles with him and cheat too. It's just that simple, bro. Shut down right until y'all wanted to work.
That's fine. If you want to go get a Popeyes working ass bitch, go get them. That don't mean I gotta get a Popeyes freaking nigga.
She's just going against you like double standard playing right now.
I never said that I didn't have a double standard. I don't give a fuck, is what I said.
See?
Girl, man.
She's stupid,
Girl, man.
And then she thinks she's saying facts, bro. Oh, they hate logic.
Pretty soul versus pretty face. Which one is more important?
Pretty soul. You know why?
Okay.
Because that face gonna not be that face. Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
You're. Huh?
Facts. Facts.
They don't like me.
You heard what she said? Like, y'all niggas not even catching it. Where he at so I could go unfollow his ass? She really follow him, right? You know his shit. Where he at so I could go unfollow his ass. You really following him. I'm telling you, she gonna slide in bro DM. I'm telling you, she gonna slide in his DM, bro. And slide in bro DM. I can see it.
Pretty ass, I go unfollow his ass. Pretty face, pretty soul. I think when men are younger, they choose the pretty face. And by pretty face, I'm talking about pretty body, blah, 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 the sex of it all.
Yeah.
And they will pick over a woman that is of true substance.
So what do women pick all the time? When they skip over the nice guy and get to the nigga who got the Benz, the nigga that got the money, the nigga got all the hoes, y'all don't like the nice guy. Y'all hate him. I don't get out of my DM, Jerry. You done told me good morning every day. Fuck out of here. I want Tyrone, who got all these bitches who are all in Miami and Magic City every day. That's who I go to. So how do you feel?
Moral of the story, don't date a nigga named Tyrone. But no, I have a slew of good niggas. I already told you that. I don't fuck with good men. I'm not playing about that. I don't fuck with motherfucking Tyrone. I got all the goddamn Jerry you talking about.
How you know they good? What's a good man?
They're calm, they are leaders, they are providers, they are honest, and they are not sexually led.
Bro.
So you know when they fucking.
Yeah, right. They're not sexually led. They're not sexually led because they don't want to fuck.
So because the niggas you dealing with, that rotation you said, right? You said that like, chill out.
You know, it was crazy. Me and my cousin was talking about some shit like that yesterday and shit. And they said, yo, if you literally say dumb shit like this, right? It's like, how you know when a nigga leave the crib? My cousin he like, yo, they gonna put your balls on the scale. They be like, yo, when you left the house, your shit was 3.5. Now you came home, your shit 1.2. You don't know. Don't put niggas balls on this camera.
Fucking all of them. So if they not fucking, you think it's not fucking at all.
So I don't think anything, right? I think what's right in front of me. I don't give a damn if they're fucking something.
So hell she talking
But that's not
about?
my life.
You just said a good man is a man that's not sexually led.
I did say not sexually led, but that don't mean that you're not fucking somebody else. I mean that you're not going to let your business fall because of no pussy. You're not about to let your marriage fall because of some pussy.
So if he's fucking a bunch of hoes right now, what is he?
Right.
What, my nigga?
The one of them niggas in your
If
rotation.
he's fucking a bunch of hoes, my niggas don't fuck a bunch of hoes.
How you know?
Now, I'm not going to say that they not fucking a horse. No. But no, a whole bunch of bitches, no.
How you
No, I'm
know?
sorry. Try again.
How you know that? Right.
Dick police.
Because I know them.
He said dick police. She don't put balls on the scale, really?
And on top of that, that shit wasn't even ever
It was.
It's not even straight. What's up with them?
Look, she mad because niggas laughing. I bet you if it was a bunch of Trishas there that thought just like her and they support the Trisha, should have been awesome. You feel me? Cause like she was talking to the back when they was clapping, but she like, yeah, clap. That's what you do. Let me tell you the type of nigga you got. What niggas is out here doing?
That's true.
I'm gonna show you.
You see, he's seeking validation from Shorty again. Seeking validation. You are a man, bro.
Tell her to show me love, bro. You really got to.
Tell her to show me love, bro. Stalker ass shit. And then you got.
I found out that I was pregnant with my second baby. I was 18. I was a college freshman. I lived in my parents' home. I already.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You may be seated. Okay, please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record.
James McDonald. J-A-M-E-S, M-C-D-O-N, A-L-P.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Mr. Plum, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Honor. Mr. McDonald, it's fair to say that you're
fight. My job in a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And like I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something, I'm gonna be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're gonna have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask questions.
People that was already in the neighborhood, or the people that left Las Vegas that same night Tupac was shot, to go home, bear their arms, and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody. They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information that I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying were eyewitnesses to this?
How could people back home be eyewitnesses to something that happened in Vegas? No, that's not what I'm saying.
The people that were here in listen to my question, sir. The people that were here in Las Vegas, you're telling me were eyewitnesses to what happened and went back home. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, the people that was at you ask me questions. If I just like answer, but they were the main subjects of a gang war. They was in the middle, such as me.
So you're telling.
Bear their arms and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody. They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information that I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying.
But they were the main subjects of a gang war. They was in the middle. Such as me.
So you're telling us that people back home somehow had some type of information that said that that guy, as a bunch of other people, were involved in what?
In the murder of Tupac.
Okay, but my question to you.
Stop.
Can you focus on me for a second, sir?
Yeah, I will.
And I apologize. I just want to make sure that we're clear, okay, for these people. In terms of that information, none of those people were there, right?
What people you be speaking on? The people that was already in the neighborhood, or the people that left Las Vegas that same night Tupac was shot, to go home, bear their arms, and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody. They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information that I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying were eyewitnesses to this?
How could people back home be eyewitness to something that happened in Vegas? No, that's not what I'm saying.
The people that were here in listen to my question, sir. The people that were here in Las Vegas, you're telling me were eyewitnesses to what happened and went back home. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, the people that was at 662.
Just answer my question, sir. Yes or no?
I can't
Is it
answer
a yes
that
or no?
without a what you call it. You trying to tell me to say something that you're not going to understand. If you let me explain to you.
No, answer my question.
I'm not answering nothing.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This shit.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, focus for a second.
I am focused. Very
Focus on this. My question to you is this. You didn't know what happened that night because you weren't there.
I was at 662.
Right. Do you know who that was there?
I know everybody that was there.
Okay. Like who?
Talk to your lawyer, man. This dude is tripping. I'm not going to explain that. I can't answer that.
Okay, let me ask you this next question. You are telling us that people back in Compton, for some reason, knew what happened here in Las Vegas.
A phone conversation? People found out when people left Las Vegas the same night Tupac was shot, went straight back to Compton. It only takes 3.5 hours to get home.
Sure.
Yes, it wasn't a problem for people to find out what happened. No problem at all.
They got on their phones, they texted people, they let them know what happened here on the night of the shooting?
Yeah. They had walkie-talkies, they had all kind of phones. They had ways to call people to say whatever. But when people left Las Vegas that same night, after they found out and got in their cars and went home because it was a situation, Pac was shot. Retaliation is a mug. Come on, man. Like, it was for real, for real. All of this was for real.
Now, the night of the shooting, did you have a walkie-talkie? A Nextel thing or something like that?
No.
Did Reggie Wright?
I don't know what he had. I don't know how much money he had in his pocket. I don't know what he had on his hip.
But you were the head of securities, but you're telling us you did not have any
Reggie Wright, Right Way Security has nothing to do with the gangbanging security, power rules, whatever you want to call it. They had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
The phones that Suge had for certain individuals, they had the phones. Like the guy that was bodyguard for Tupac that night. Like some of the guys that was at the Tyson fight, like Suge Knight. Certain individuals had phones, yes. Yes, they did.
Okay. So, all right, I get what you're saying. You're not there, but you're saying other people were.
Yes, I'm saying there was a lot of people there.
A lot of people were there at the shooting that took place.
That was in the entourage, yes.
Let's see.
Yo, that shit was the
Okay, just one final question. You're here today, and I think the state had asked this question under a subpoena. You're ordered to be here today, right?
Yes.
In terms of that subpoena, for instance, is that's the only reason why you're here is because of that subpoena?
I don't have no other reason to be here.
Yeah. In order for you to get that subpoena, you were served that subpoena back in California?
Yes.
By a police officer?
I don't know. He was in uniform.
Okay. And that order required you to go to a court in California?
I had to go to court in Victorville.
And then that court in California said you have to show up here.
And in that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that I would be in attempted court. Me raising my grandkids, I'm not going to put my grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And like I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something I'm going to be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're going to have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here.
Order required you to go to a court in California.
I had to go to court in Victorville.
And then that court in California said you have to show up here.
And in that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that I would be in attempted court. Me raising my grandkids, I'm not going to put my grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And like I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something I'm going to be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're going to have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
Oh, shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask questions.
You ask me questions. If I just answer your questions, we gonna have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good with him.
Right. And once again, I just want to, look, we're just trying to figure out who shot you. You're telling us that you weren't there at the scene. That's all I want to know. At the end of the day, that's it. Right?
Was I in Entourage when Tupac got shot? No.
Okay. Nothing else, right?
I was at 662. I mean, that ain't hard. That's easy math.
No further questions.
Anything further?
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
Oh, shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask questions.
You ask me questions. If I just answer your questions, we gonna have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good with him.
Right. And once again, I just want to, look, we're just trying to figure out who shot you. You're telling us that you weren't there at the scene. That's all I want to know. At the end of the day, that's it. Right?
Was I in Entourage when Tupac got shot? No.
Okay. Nothing else, right?
I was at 6'2". I mean, that ain't hard. That's easy math.
No further questions.
Anything further, stage? All right, we've got one more phase and then we'll let you out of here.
Hey man, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
Switch to Monday CRM.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
Oh, we do have one. Okay, hang on one second.
This is the best motherfucking witness I've seen in the history of my life. Everybody goes at the
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit! That's
So the treat me as a hostile witness. treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me.
Usually you'll discover cashback cards like 5% cashback at grocery stores or malls. Now, it's payback time.
Oh, you mean like Discover Cashback? Activate and earn 5% cashback in different categories each quarter and up to $1,500 in purchases.
Face to discover.
Your initial thoughts of him landing in Philadelphia?
Really moved. I mean, he's got arguably the young best point guard in the game. I think he averaged 30 points a game this year. Bron's like, the king on the chessboard. He has all the pieces, all the right pieces to make the right moves. We all know he's a great one of the greatest basketball minds to play the game. If you give him these type of pieces to play with, I'm an early bet with them being the favorites to win. In my book, I'm not a bettor, but if I was to bet, I would bet the Sixers early. Like I said, he has Embiid. All those guys, nobody else played 82 games. They can all spread it out. You got the combination of the hunger, the combination of wanting to prove something a lot of people are talking bad about, obviously the JBs, Bron, and B. You got a nice combination of guys that have a lot of fuel and fire left to prove something this year. And again, the playoffs, they get to the playoffs healthy with Brown on the court. The player he is, obviously, we all know who he is. He has Tyrese Maxey as a weapon. He has JB. He doesn't have to play any defense. He can talk the entire backside on the defensive side of the ball, put guys in the right spot, and then again in fourth quarter control and manipulating and outsmart whoever's the opposite best player on the team. And he doesn't have to do it physically so much with his mind because he has better weapons around him now. Younger, athletic guys that can do a lot of, play multiple positions. And then again, if Embiid gets to the playoffs with LeBron, if he listens to LeBron and follows his lead, how he's a pro, and like I said, they get all the juju out of that organization and everything. Good karma happens for those guys. They got a great chance to get it done.
I feel like there's an echo in here. I feel like there's an echo. No, we said the exact same thing. I'm like, let's strip it all away. I said that Jaylen Brown was the final piece of the puzzle. Like, he might have taken his time. He might have, but he was like, I can get a top 5 wing right here that's a two-way player. I got that point guard.
Top 5 point guard. Don't say top 5 point guard.
I said that point guard. I said that point guard. Right?
Okay.
Wherever you want, and I'm being respectful. You put him wherever you want. You got that, and for me, it's like LeBron does a great job as well as anybody, like you said, as the puzzle pieces. But I'm like, Jaylen Brown was the final puzzle piece, right? If they would have added Bron to Paul George, he wasn't doing that. Brown wasn't going to go do that. Thank you. So what Jaylen Brown is, wait, y'all got Jaylen Brown. We ain't talking about Anthony Simons. We ain't talking about DJ.
Right.
We ain't talking about those scoring machines and athletic, like DJ. You ain't got to shoot no more shots. When I drive, you cut that door.
I'm pissed off Jaylen Brown. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the disrespect he's had throughout the summer. Him, when you get players in that type of mode, or they're coming off a season like that he's had, and he has so much to prove, and come on, man, it's gonna be scary for the league. But other teams they don't fit. I mean, like I said, no disrespect to anybody, but obviously Golden State, they're too old. Brown had to play too much. There would have been too much on his plate. To me, Miami doesn't have enough shooting at all, so they won't be, difficult to kind of, get with the playoffs. And then what was the other team? I guess Cleveland maybe so, but I don't see that. That's not a good fit. Him, James, and Donovan, no, that's not a good fit. But Maxey, who always plays off the ball, I think he had to play. They're talking about his niche of being able to, pass and cut off the ball, deny the basketball, the way he can shoot the basketball. Anthony Simons, like you mentioned RJ, one of my favorite underrated guards in the league, coming off the bench. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. And let's not talk about the man in charge. My fault, Nick Nurse. That's what I want to Nick Nurse.
You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
Oh, shit!
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
Oh, shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask questions.
It is a big moment for you.
I learned so much from Rondo. I really appreciate him, man. He took the time out of his day every single morning to teach me the tricks of the trade. And I want to say thank you so much. And I thank Philadelphia for this opportunity. I promise you, it won't be a regret.
Oh my, Fall down.
The crazy thing is, I'm out here in LA now, and I had the opportunity. I'm out here with my son, and we got up this one of the last 3 days. He got up at 5:30 in the morning, and we've been driving to work out, watch Tyrese work out. So I was with him this morning actually, and we're actually doing a show talking about it. But shout out to him. When I first worked out with Tyrese, it was vice versa a long time ago when he first came in the league. I was out here in California working out. I used to go at 6 a.m.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man.
I was like, shit, of course, UK alumni. And again, any young point guy that want to learn from me at that particular time, even now to this day, it's like, I'm all ears. So that's kind of how that came about.
Man, what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit! That's
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to question.
Full circle. Now that he's working out, I'm allowing my son to come in. He's allowing my son to come in and work out with him.
Oh,
You ask me questions. If I just
I'm obviously a little biased, a UK alum, but he's earned his way. He's earned his stripes to where he's, top 5.
treat me as a hostile witness, you're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
oh shit!
He doesn't come in with that energy, that excitement, and like those are the type of players that you want to coach. I've never heard a person
Treat me as a hostile witness.
other than he was wise beyond his years, and that is like to hear a player that's put in that amount of time to reach that level. Shout out Kyrie.
Can y'all imagine what they
You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit!
I'm actually talking about Tyrese Maxey and Braun. I'm talking about Braun, the transition of what he's been doing of late. Yes. Let's not act like Braun and Tyrese, like, you already can't stop Tyrese Maxey from getting down.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here.
Play that damn roller spot. So don't know what I'm talking about.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to question
You ask me questions.
After that red and black changed the game forever, y'all. If you got him, it was gold. Now in Queens, it was gold ropes, red track.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to question
You ask me questions. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not gonna talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not finna send him to prison. You are.
Oh shit!
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to question
You ask me questions. If I just like answer your questions, we gonna have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me. Me something that wouldn't be good.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back, man. It's been a while, man. We haven't did an interview in like over a year, right? Man, listen here, man. Suffering and taking buffers, man. Out here trying to get things right. So I know it's been a while going through a whole lot of things with the family and everything, man. And just lost my mom and some other things have been going on, but I'm here, man. I appreciate you bringing me back on. I didn't know you was going through all that, man. I'll definitely keep you in my prayers, man. I didn't know all that was going on. But I do want to ask you, Keefe D, a lot of people want to know if you're going to testify in his trial. Well, you know, they had my name, a lot of other people that they want to bring in, and with my name on the witness list, you know, I found it funny. The only reason they would want to have my name on the witness list is to make some connections with Keefe D and Puff Diddy, Papa Diddy Pop, Sean John, whatever that dude, Brother Love, whatever you call his name, they're gonna want to try to make some connections with Keefe D and him. Did I ever see them talking with each other? Were they ever in the same room? Whatever kind of connections that they have, you know, I think Keefe D has made statements. He has
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me.
on numerous occasions. You know, at concerts, in the hotels, several different places. I've seen them, you know, gambling with each other, having fun. So if they bring me in on the Puffy, and it's only because they want to make some connections that Keefe D did have some kind of communication and did have some kind of dealings with Diddy. That's why they want to bring me in. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to Keefe D's lawyer, and he wants me to come and testify. And I told him that I was not going to testify. I'll be telling the prosecutor the same thing that I'm telling him. I ain't coming in there on behalf of Keefe D, and I ain't coming there on the behalf of the prosecution to testify against nobody. I'm not doing it. You can't get me to go in there and testify. And if I have to sit down, you know what I'm saying, because they want to deem me a hostile witness or they want to deem me uncooperative, you know what I'm saying, and hold me in contempt, they can do that. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going in there testifying for nobody, against or for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I know I've said some things, you know, regarding Keefe D and Puff on the internet, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going in there, you know, to testify. For what? They already got information. They already know that. What I'm going to testify to. And for what? To establish what? What did his lawyer want you to testify about? Well, when I spoke to him, he just said, I said some good things about Keefe D, and he wanted to bring me in, you know, to testify on his behalf on some of the things he had heard on the internet. You know what I mean? So, bro, he didn't get into detail information on the Tupac case. If he would get Phil Carson to come in there to testify, you know, for the behalf of the defense to prove how they set this whole thing up with Keefe D, how they faked the proffer agreement, how they gave them information, you understand? How they gave him information and gave him a script to read. I heard Phil Carson say this right out of his mouth. He's an FBI detective. He's talking about LAPD. He's talking about LAPD. Greg Cady gave Keefe D a script to read. So if you want to say, and everybody talking about he was running his mouth, he was doing this, he was doing that. He was only saying the shit that LAPD told him to say. He was given a script. Phil Carson said that himself, an FBI detective, bro. So if Phil Carson, who was a decorated FBI agent,
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here.
then click.
Join the 6-1 Rewards program now and rent premium cars at attractive member rates and earn instant rewards. 6-1.
Proper meeting, then that's his witness. That's his get out of jail free card. They ain't got nothing on him. It is what it is. So I told TPD lawyer that, and he was surprised. Or he was faking, because he was like, Phil Carson. I said, yeah, Phil Carson. How you not know that? I mean, we had a long conversation about that. He was laughing, he was joking. He said, yo, I'm gonna look into that. I'm going to look into that. I said, I don't know why you haven't. How is he Keefy D lawyer and he don't know what that is? He could have been faking, bro. He could have been throwing the Jake move on me or whatever. But if he don't have Phil Carson coming in there to testify on the behalf of the defense on what he know about the LAPD and what they did regarding this phony, felonious profit agreement they gave QPD, then he ain't as good as lawyer that, he making out to be. I don't understand why. He should go in there and get Phil Carson to come in there and to testify. He should subpoena Phil Carson. When KPD lawyer reached out to you, when did this take place? If you don't mind me asking. Yo, you wouldn't believe it, bro. Today. He called me this morning. He said, yo, I got the text message. I'll show you the text message. You can post the text message in this whole interview. He said, hi, Jane. My name is Michael Sapp, S-A-M-P. I'm an attorney and represented TPD. We are set for trial tomorrow. I came across one of your videos and I wanted to talk to you and a little bit about it. I'm interested in potentially having you testify in this case, but I want to make sure that I understand and at least have a conversation with you. If you can call me back, I appreciate it. My cell phone number is 702 That's 702 Thank you. I called him back and we had that conversation, brother.
The legal AI company Legora makes drafting faster and more precise, with documents grounded in your knowledge and expertise, citing accurate and comprehensive legal sources and ensuring alignment with internal playbooks, for less time spent manually hunting through old deals and more time on strategy that actually matters to your clients.
It's the safest new car brand in America. She has no idea. But you do. And that makes all the difference. Mazda. More of what matters most to you.
Gene Deal, happy to have you back, man. It's been a while, man. We haven't did an interview in like over a year, right? Man, listen here, man. Suffering and taking buffers, man. Out here trying to get things right. So I know it's been a while, going through a whole lot of things with the family and everything, man. And just lost my mom, and some other things have been going on. But I'm here, man. I appreciate you bringing me.
With a little bit of putting together some applications, government grants.
How do you get that?
Alright, you
Credit?
still gotta have a business at the end of the day.
What's the credentials?
For a business, no, you don't, no, your credit, your business credit and your personal credit is separate.
Okay. What do that mean?
Well, what kind of business you trying to get to?
No, I'm just asking like a general question. Because I know a couple of friends that had businesses through business loans. I'm just trying to figure out how the hell did they get it.
Well, it depends on the business because there's different grants.
They had a clothing brand.
There's different grants for different things. They could have taken a chance to go to the, what do you call it, the bank and ask for a loan, and sometimes they need to give money out because of their budget, and they might have taken a chance on Duke. It's a lot of shit, but as far as getting an LLC, that's all of these YouTubers is telling you get an LLC. You could do some. One dude was telling me, he applies for credit cards. Remember the black dude was here? Would you hear when the black dude was here with me?
Yeah.
So yeah, him. He said if you get, he got his first crib. He got a business credit card, right? And then he applied for another one. And then I don't remember. He applied for 3 at one time or whatever. Or he applied for 1. I don't remember how he did it, but it compounded where he used all the credit cards to buy a house. But at the end of the day, there's mad YouTubers out there that keep telling you how to use your LLC to get business loans. Trav was even trying to get his cousin to do all that, and I don't know, but there's ways out there to get business loans, and another easy way, not easy, but another way is through the Small Business Administration. Taking chances on first time, small business, but they might put you through classes. There's a lot of different angles. You're gonna have to ask ChatGPT the easiest way. There's so many different ways to get paid out here, or to get those loans and all that good shit. Can't lift them all no more. Oh, come on. Oh, that shit looks nasty. That right there is hard. That's not for everybody. Option trading, day trading, you can lose fast if you don't have the right amount of money. Whatever you could afford is way out of the making money range.
No, maybe I should just ask them how they did it.
Exactly. And then bring back the knowledge.
This is Sneaky B. I know I caught up in my friend and my ski. All my ops gone bad, bro, since the PPP. She want me to pay for the pussy since the BBC. I change a bitch life with a Bitcoin. These rap niggas envy me, what I've been on. I ain't the first nigga to hit your bitch that it been going. They like, damn, DDG can rap, bitch, I been on. Okay, she wanna lean shit. If she pull up, I'm trying to fuck, this ain't no streaming shit. I'ma need a bag to turn you up, she think I'm bringing shit. She just trying to back up from my clout, but I done seen this shit. I am not a goofy. I can tell if she a real bitch or a groupie. Had to warn the bros that she a hoe.
Shaking some super gay shit the other day. You see it? Him and the little nigga with the car. They dressed up as the white chicks. And it was terrible. I'm like, yo. I'm like, no shade, bro. I didn't think you would go this far. Nigga wearing a skirt.
Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man.
Alright, I cut that out. Oh, tired. Oh, tired. Fuck, tired. We'll dirty up real quick. Do that shit in a small area. Oh, I can't sit down on this shit again.
Baguette. Lemon meets blueberry in the most delicious way. From pastries to cake,
Alright, where
enjoy
was
the
I?
tangy sweetness in every bite.
Hello, chat. Yeah, come on, man. Turn me up today, chat. It's been a magnificent day, chat. It's been sensational.
You say it's been sensational.
It's been sensational, Zeke.
It's been phenomenal, nigga.
Come on, Zeke.
Word for word right now. Come on.
It's been amazing.
Magnificent.
It's been great.
Adorable.
What? Hold on, Zeke.
Hold on, Chad. That count, right? It's been an adorable day.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of crazy, Zeke. That's been an adorable day.
Run it back.
Nah, I mean, you're right, though, because that's like, I get it. It's like delightful.
Come on, Milo. Come on, though.
You know, that shit. Bro, I ain't tapped in with Quadec in a minute, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I need to tap in with him. He cool, bro. I rock with him.
It's a real canny trick to
Yeah, that motherfucker big.
You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is,
Zeke, the orange one gotta be the women.
you feel me? And like the thing is,
Bro, that's a thick watermelon.
You can't tell. It's a trick to how you tell if it's yellow, if it's red, or if it's orange.
It's a trick to it?
Yeah, you got.
Let me see.
You got to be real tapped in with nature.
Oh, okay.
You really gotta like, well.
If it isn't him.
So, right, I'm not really entirely sure if this is a yellow
or an orange one.
Or orange. I got some red ones too, but so you see like the tip right here?
Come on, Zeke.
See the tip right here?
Don't play with the tip, bro.
You have to wiggle that.
You trying to make it hard, Zeke. What is going on, bro? Hold on, what is going on, bro?
Mature up real quick. Let me lay out something real quick. Do the breakdown on how to tell if a watermelon is yellow, red, or orange. You wiggle the tip. You gotta be quiet.
Bro.
Be quiet.
Be quiet, bro.
Everybody be quiet.
I'll be quiet, bro.
Chill, bro.
What
You
is
gotta be
going
quiet,
on,
bro. You gotta be quiet.
Silent.
So I don't want to get it wrong, so be quiet. Chat, be quiet, bro. Y'all making too much noise. Be quiet. You being childish, bro. I can feel your energy, bro. I can feel childish energy right there, bro.
When you, Like, you really want me to like believe this shit?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to learn something real quick.
Okay.
Wiggle the tip. Bro, chill, bro. Fuck.
Bro, it's hard to like you play with the tip, bro. It's just like what's going on, bro?
It's some serious shit going on right now. Chill. Hey, chat, chill, bro.
I can't help it.
I'm saying, why everybody laughing in the chat?
Nah, bro, because like you just gotta do it.
Everybody chill, bro. Be quiet. Fuck. Bro, chill, bro. Fuck. Hey, lock in, bro. Fuck.
Alright, that's like it.
If you laugh,
I know, bro.
everybody's laughing. Reset it, bro. It needs genuine energy. Come on. Tap in. It's 5 seconds to wiggle. I gotta wiggle in 5 seconds, bro.
Let me see for 5 seconds, bro.
Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I was hard enough. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It was for yellow.
Did it?
I don't know. I could be wrong. Check.
Alright,
Does a watermelon get orange though? What is going on? Is it poisonous?
Try Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Alright, I need a snack.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Deep breath here now. Clear mind. Open sky.
Well, I just thought of something. Hippos just gargle these hoes. Like, bro. Bro,
Facts, though. Facts.
Bro, like this is what the bro, this is crazy.
Oh, you got an orange one.
Is it bro, no way this is
Got the orange.
what the fuck?
There's an orange one.
Inside a watermelon. Bro, it's a pumpkin inside a watermelon, bro. See, this is a pumpkin.
Orange.
Bro, what?
The orange.
This is a pumpkin.
What we call orange meat. Mm-hmm.
What? What is this made out of?
Again, it's straight out the farm. Get your watermelon stacks up. Niggas is not having an orange watermelon.
No, oh my mama, you can't go on one person fridge right now and see an orange watermelon.
You got variety, cuz.
Bro, we got yellow watermelon.
Got orange watermelon.
Bro, how do they get this inside of this Z?
You got to be real tapped in with nature to be able to grow some shit like this. Say
Can you
that.
grow me one?
Say that. It's like candy on it.
Just like candy.
That shit's sweet. Y'all want some?
Damn, that's crazy, chat.
Maybe.
That's juicy too.
Juicy them.
The exotic one's better than the regular one.
You know, this is how watermelons originally worked before.
This was the original one?
Yeah.
So it's like the Jordan 1.
Mm-hmm. Original silhouette.
Okay.
Before farmers started crossbreeding and shit, doing weird shit.
Bro, so why?
Moolah gang, it's your boy Mac Moolah, aka Mr. Moolah Mac, and I'm back with another video. You already know I'll be rocking, man. I'm solid, man. Keep it cause I'm popping, man.
listen, man, check it out. We got Adrian Broner over on this, Adrian Broner back drinking, back big belly, back tweaking, back geeking. He went to the hospital. He then came back from the hospital after he got alcohol poisoning, and then they got arrested by the popo. Okay, call the popo. And now he's back just drinking out of control. Shorty needs to go to therapy. Somebody figure out.
Alright, so Adrian Broner was recently hospitalized for a very brief period of time, considering how bad his condition had gotten. And right after his release, the police raided the warehouse. Since all that, guess what AB has gone right back to doing? Drinking. Despite the, near experience. In this video, I'm going to show you all that this is all a part of the same exact pattern that AB has had going on for years now. People were speculating if AB's life was in jeopardy, and Dean accidentally confirmed it here while whispering to Blueface.
I don't care if what I want you to do, and I'm gonna make you feel good. AJ's that type of guy. Nah, but I didn't force it on him. He just wanted it.
Leave them behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. 30 a month, gonna blow your mind.
Alright, so if AB getting carried off of the stream wasn't enough, that right there is all the proof we needed. Now, most people, when they get hospitalized,
He said some real things though, bro. Dean said some real, and that's why I think Dean was so Dean is so frustrated because when you around somebody who's doing or doing alcohol or any type of addiction, bro, it gets to a point where you get tired of trying. You get tired of, you know what I mean? You get tired of that shit after a while, bro. You just get tired of it. You just get tired of trying to help them because you really can't make nobody stop drinking if they don't want to stop drinking. It's nothing you could do. It's a grown man. You know what I'm saying? And you can take the drink, you can do whatever you want to do. If he want to wake up at 4 in the morning when you sleep, sneak to the liquor store and buy some liquor, well, I don't think you can do that at 4 in the morning, but you know what I mean, though. Like, he gonna do that, bro. But I'm glad he said the truth. And if he keeps drinking, he's going to die. And I don't think Dean seemed like the only person that's trying, but it don't seem like it's not clicking with Adrian. I don't know who's telling him, but it's not clicking with Adrian, bro. Like, drinking alcohol will be faster than a lot of shit. Especially when you drink it all day, every day. You're not working out, you're not sweating it out, you ain't taking no supplements, you ain't got no vitamins, you ain't getting no sun, you ain't drinking no water, you ain't doing nothing, you ain't even flushing the liquor out of your system. Your kidneys and your liver is screaming, your stomach is screaming. You waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up, partying, you got all that lead to
would at least change the ways for, a decent amount of time. Even if that decent amount of time is like 2 weeks.
Right.
AB, you see, he's so stubborn
He's a few
that
days.
the very next day he got right back to drinking as soon as they got to Atlanta for Ray J's fight. And honestly, he could have done so even before that.
Probably.
Well, we'll meet y'all in
outside. Take the alcohol out. Trust me, we